Shalom. We are in Torah portion Teruma. This is about gifts, providing gifts, and the gifts for the building of the tabernacle. Now, gifts are similar to offerings. Offering is the word korban, or sacrifice, the word korban. That means to draw near. So that's the intent of the tabernacle. You bring a gift, you draw near to Yahweh. And that was the gifts to build the physical structure. And then after that, the sacrificial system is the system that operates on bringing gifts in order to draw near. Now, the gifts are associated with fire. Now, fire is the means to translate anything that is physical into the spiritual, where you use energy, which is the flame, and burn the physical animal and its blood, or whatever's left in the animal's body after it's been poured out, into a higher realm or higher medium, which is smoke, which is the medium of air, the medium of ruach, and that connects to the spiritual. Now, fire, if you think about fire, the means to translate, it's a similar meaning to the cycles of 7, which also translates, but this one relates to purification and holiness. That links back to Yahweh's character. He is a consuming fire, and He is holy and set apart. So that's the symbolism or the spiritual essence of what fire is, and it's a foundational principle that existed prior to day 4. Now, day 4, we discussed that previously, is the membrane of time where sun, moon, and stars were created, that differentiate between the spiritual realm and the physical realm in relation to the created things. Day 1 to 3, they are spiritual. Day 5, 6, and 7, they are physical. And then number 7 translates you back to the spiritual, which closed the circle back to the first, which is light. So fire and light connects to the Sabbath, the cycles, and now fire translates in a similar way to cycles. So we see the same language in the creation cycle, the same language in the translation cycle, from the physical back into the spiritual. We also looked last week at the concept of elevation, which has to do with the number 53, the mishpatim, that elevates you, exalt you, translate you into light being. And today I just want to talk about the word fire. Now, if you think about where fire is first found in Scripture, it's actually in the word choshek, which is the waters of the deep, the darkness, where there's a chet and a shin, and the kaf's the feet, the collective hand, which means it relates to hands and life, which are living entities entrapped within the waters of the deep. And the shin that is part of it is the potential to elevate those entrapped in darkness into light. And that's what the sacrificial system is about. It's to reach down to the lowest parts of the earth, because it existed there prior to creation as a potential energy source that has translation or elevation power in itself, to bring them out of this entrapment of the waters of the deep. So that's the first level of elevation. The second level of elevation, of course, is to translate you beyond the membrane of time, which is the separation between the physical and the spiritual. So basically we have 3 levels. The lowest level, which are also called the kingdom of the south, is the waters of the deep. It's called Sheol, the abyss. And if you look at the Hebrew imagery regarding what the earth looks like, it's a bowl, and the bottom is the waters of the deep with pillars, Sheol in the bottom, which is the choshek, because choshek is also translated as hell, or the holding place, or jail, connecting to those meanings. And that's Sheol, it's the lower parts. Then you have the earth that was separated from the waters, which is the foundation of all life beings, which includes plants, animals, and humans. And they are in the physical realm above the waters of the deep, underneath the membrane of time, the sun, moon, and stars, which is signified by the firmament. And then above the firmament is the throne of Yahweh, which is the kingdom of the north, which is exalted above both those realms. But as with Hebrew, the beginning connects to the end, the north connects to the south, and that means that whatever's in Choshek, whatever's in the kingdom of the south, is spiritual. Then you have the layer of the physical, where we live, where water and air is the two mediums that we engage with in order to sustain our lives through drinking water, consisting of water and breathing oxygen, which is the medium of air. So we have the water of the word there, and the Ruach, Yahweh's spirit, which are the same two mediums that sustain us in the spiritual as a mirror image of what's in the physical. Now the fire concept, as I said, exists in the waters of the deep, and it also exists in the kingdom of the north. Kingdom of the north, that's Yahweh, is the consuming fire, and the shin, or the symbolism of fire, in the kingdom of the south is within the word Choshek. That is the potential to release. So Yahweh, and that's also the symbolism of the work of Mashiach. He went down into death after his crucifixion, after he died on the stake, which is the first step of the work of Mashiach, in order to start that process from the bottom up. And now we've got the potential throughout all generations, all ages, to be elevated from those two levels into the higher level, which is the kingdom of the north, where Yahweh is. Now I want to talk a bit about fire, letter Shin. It's also the word Ish, which is Aleph Shin, that just means fire. When you insert a letter Yod in the middle, which is the unseen hand of Yahweh, that makes the word Ish. It sounds the same as fire, but it means man or human. And if you take Ish, the Aleph Shin, and you add the letter Hey at the end, which is a symbol of radiating light, it's the word Isha, it means woman. Now if you take the difference between man and woman, what makes them different if you compare them both to fire or Ish? It's a Yod and Hey, which is the word Yah, which is a symbol of Yod Vav Hey, or Yahweh. So we see that Yahweh connects the man and the woman in the medium of fire, or the medium of fire facilitate the creation of these two entities that becomes one, which we know as Adam, through Ish and Isha. And that connects back to the sacrificial system, to the altar, to the medium of fire, and why that relates to us. So we consist of the same building material, if you like, or the medium of fire. Your essence is fire as a male, which is Aleph Yod Shin, and it's also fire as the essence of a female, which is Aleph Shin Hey. So both male and female is made up of the primary element of fire, and then with Yahweh added, but only if the male and the female are in a covenant relationship to make them echad, or reconnect them back to a Adam entity. And that's why we can reconnect back to Yahweh, because He is a consuming fire. His essence is fire. We're going to see that when we look at the menorah and the burning of the fire on the menorah. And this is also linked to the brazen altar. So there's work that happens at the brazen altar, and there's work that happens inside the holy place with the menorah that facilitate the process of the purification of Ish, which is male, and Isha, which is female, reuniting them back to Ish, which is fire, which connects to Yah or Yahweh. So that's just something interesting I want to share today regarding fire, and why fire is such a supernatural element of energy, spiritual energy that exists today. And the symbolism thereof give us the essence of holiness. It gives us the essence of the foundation of who Yahweh is, and also the essence of providing heat and purification and the means to translate anything that is in the physical, number 6, through the medium of fire, which is number 7, into a new beginning, which is number 8. So I'll just leave you with those few thoughts. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will speak to you soon. Shalom.